Hey friends, this is Bobby Shanks, owner of Shanks Realty Group, and
Mary Jo Shaper, a Chosa Home Warranty.
And this is another exciting episode of Kitchen Talk. Okay, so first things first, I want to tell you a joke.
Okay, I'm ready.
Because it's Fat Tuesday.
Woo.
So it's a Fat Tuesday joke. All right, so I saw this meme on Facebook.
I love memes.
Me too. Oh my gosh, I'm such a consumer of memes. It's so sad. I bet it's a couple hours a week, maybe more.
As long as you're doing something like you're in the gym while you're memeing.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm on the toilet or taking a shower.
Ew.
Okay, that TMI. All right. So it shows this chef in a commercial kitchen with one of those big stainless steel containers that like holds gallons of food or whatever. And it's laying on the floor and there's beans everywhere.
Okay.
And guess what it said at the top?
Don't forget to mop the floor.
No, it says, whatever you do, don't tell this guy any secrets.
Spill the beans.
Spill the beans. Why am I such a child when it comes to stupid jokes? All right, so Fat Tuesday, I guess is because I guess March 1st doesn't always fall on Tuesday, but so Tuesday is the first Tuesday after the end of February. I guess.
Fat Tuesday. Yeah.
All right, so do you know what Fat Tuesday? Who knows what Fat Tuesday is? Because I didn't have a clue. I had to look it up.
I do not know.
All right, here it is. It's called Fat Tuesday because it's the last day that many people eat meat and fatty foods before Lent begins.
Well, that makes sense because there's always a cake involved and a baby in the cake. I didn't know there's literally a
Who
cake.
sticks a baby in a cake?
There's a little plastic baby in the cake. On
like,
Fat
I don't
Tuesday.
want to eat a baby.
I see all of these Fat Tuesday cakes. There's a little baby in the
Why
cake.
is there a baby in the cake?
I don't know.
Do you know and it's just not appropriate to say?
No, I really don't.
All right, hold on.
We're
going to chew up airtime here.
But there is something to do with the baby in the cake to celebrate. Maybe it has something to do with giving.
Why is there a baby in the king cake? A miniature plastic baby, which symbolizes baby Jesus, is placed inside of each cake to signify the Epiphany. The person who gets the slice that contains the baby is known as the king. Because Fat Tuesday is, because I read this, is also like the 40 days, like Lent, right? 40 days prior to Easter. They are charged with the responsibility of bringing a king cake to the next event.
Okay.
So I would just not eat that cake.
Yeah. I'm not participating in your cake.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, who was standing around 10,000? Well, not 10,000, not more than 2,000 actually. But who was standing around at some point in history and said, "Oh, I'm going to shove a baby in this cake"?
But how does the baby not melt in the cake if it's plastic? They do it at the end, I guess. But then there's a hole in it.
Ooh.
So I'm not.
What happens when they're cutting the cake if they cut baby Jesus in half?
Oh, that would be bad.
I don't know if you can get forgiveness for doing that.
No, I agree. I'm not participating in the king cake.
So,
I do want to be king, though. Just to be clear, I want to be king. And it said
and you want to be responsible for baking the next cake where you put Jesus in the. Okay. All right. So I asked the lovely Miss Mary Jo to join me today on Kitchen Talk. Tell us what you do.
So I educate homeowners on the value of a home warranty. It has just been a really interesting market, and my job is to educate.
And you do it very well.
Thank you.
And I have worked with Mary Jo pretty much my whole real estate career.
Yes.
So not all 16 years, but for quite a long time. Did we ever figure out how long it's been?
It definitely has been
10 years.
I mean, I know that we don't look old enough for it to be a couple decades, but we're getting there.
Yeah, it's getting here
it's
fast.
Definitely a decade and a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah, at least. So it's 70 degrees outside today. It's going to be gorgeous all week. The market, I'm telling you, this always happens every year. The first couple weeks that the cold snap disappears, my phone starts melting. And I'm pumped, in case you can't tell. But there's a problem. And here's what it is.
Go.
In this market, people are buying homes with absolutely no contingencies.
Blows my mind.
And that's fine. I've done that.
Yeah.
But I'm an informed consumer. It's what I do for a living.
Right.
And I've always bought newer homes.
Correct.
Too. So what happens in this market when a buyer is writing an offer and their realtor, who's just trying to make their offer competitive, says, you don't need inspections. You don't need a home warranty. We don't want to ask for anything. We want it to be all about whatever, usually the price.
It's waive an appraisal.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's a different, that's a good, different kitchen talk.
I think what's scary to me is they're spending the most money that they ever spend on one item on their home.
Right. 100, 200, 300, 800 million.
And for less than $700, they can protect their investment, and they don't know enough about it to make that informed decision.
Yeah.
So it blows my mind because, I mean, they're paying over asking. They've spent all their reserves. They probably borrowed money from grandma and grandpa, and they don't put the warranty in place. So nothing is there to protect them. So I guess the thing that scares me the most is what happens in 2 years or in like, I feel like there's just a lot so many things that can go wrong, and it blows my mind.
So here's why I wanted to ask you to come in and talk specifically about home warranties. So if you're paying attention, you're listening, this is the most important story that I have to tell because it's so bad.
Oh no.
It's so
denied.
Thank you. It is not one of my clients.
Yeah.
So I was at Complete Fitness in Crystal City, now owned by the Strength Barracks. Little shameless plug for another small business owner, Randy Althage, and his wife Peggy. And I met a gentleman there, mid 60s. Okay. So him and his wife have bought and sold many homes and other forms of real estate throughout their lifetime together.
Okay.
And they moved from Branson back to St. Louis, and they bought I'm going to call it a mini mansion in Crystal City. So their realtor, to make their offer competitive, waived all inspections. So here's what I call that. I call that a WYSIWYG. Everybody hear that? WYSIWYG.
WYSIWYG.
So basically you're writing your offer a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. But here's the thing, Mary Jo. Okay, this really makes my blood boil.
I can't tell.
What if you can't see it?
Yeah.
They haven't even been there for a year.
I'm scared right now. What's happened?
$8,000 sewer repair inside their home.
Eek.
Jackhammers. Like I said, this is a mini mansion.
Ouch.
Okay, this isn't we're from your sewer stack to the wall and it's like 10 feet. This is a big house. How much would a home warranty have cost this lovely husband and wife?
$675.
And would it have covered it?
It covers within the four walls of the home. So
within the four walls of the home. So the guy buys a multi-$100,000 house. So over here, I'll just give it a number. Over here is $500,000 that he paid cash. And over here is $600-$800. And because he didn't invest in this, or his realtor didn't tell him to, so listen to consumers, if you're hearing this, if you're in the market to buy a house, he now is writing a check
for $8,000. Whew. That's really rough, especially.
There's not much to say to that.
Ooh.
That's a nail biter. And one of the reasons why I like Achosa is because people can choose their own contractor.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's such a, because really no other warranty companies do that. Because there's a lot of people, especially in a place like where we live, like everybody's got a brother, aunt, uncle, cousin, best friend, church friend, gym friend, blah, 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 that does electric, does plumbing, does roofing, does gutters, right? Everybody's got a guy, right?
They do.
And the other benefit is with using Achosa is people can get the work done right away, because other warranty companies, imagine like this winter, if it was 10 degrees outside and your furnace goes out and your warranty company says, yeah, we'll have a repairman there. 3 days. Oh my gosh. Yeah. 3 weeks these days.
Yeah.
So, gosh. So here's the deal. Especially to my realtor friends, our realtor friends.
Yeah.
Because we kind of run on the same realtor circles and stuff.
Yeah. Don't forget about your girl.
Even if the seller's not paying out the chintzy pennies, $600-700, tell your buyer they need to do it. And if you want to be a real champ about it, maybe chip in at $100, and if that will help them get there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
At least allow me to educate them on the value of it, because I have literally seen it save deals. I have seen it help post close for a problem that came up for litigation. I know, scary word, litigation, right? But I'm telling you, it has solved a post litigation issue multiple times a year.
So let's be real, okay? Let's put ourselves in the consumer shoe.
Okay.
If I just bought a house and in less than a year, I've got an $8,000 repair, do you think I might be suspicious of the seller, the previous homeowner? I'm not saying they did anything wrong, but don't you think it's normal?
Yes.
Like when you buy a car and 200 miles later, you got to put a transmission in it. Yeah. I'm a little suspicious that I got sold a lemon.
A lemon. Yeah. And that's what people think too. Yeah. There literally are hundreds of stories that I hear, and that's what they talk about. And they think that somebody purposefully did it, whether they did or not.
Yeah.
Having the warranty in place solves any type of post-litigation issues on your systems, your HVAC, your water heater, all those appliances.
Yep.
There's no age restriction.
Or it's at least very highly likely to solve any litigation from or any court filings even being filed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about the market a little bit. So is this year going to be like last year?
100%.
Yeah.
It's March. It's already blowing my mind. 100%.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I'll just give a couple of examples. And if you've got a good juicy one, because I want people to know.
Okay.
So number one, if you want to sell a house, you better call me, because interest rates are being real quirky right now. There's this whole this mythological creature that seems to be coming out of the cave here in our country called inflation. It's happening.
What's this inflation?
I mean, it happens. All you have to do is graph the stock market and treasuries and stuff like that for the last, since, let's say the 60s. Yeah. Every 10 to 15 years. It cycles. So it's here. It's coming. Yeah. It's real. Gas is $3.50. That's crazy. So if you're going to sell, do it now. Don't wait till August.
Yeah.
Because interest rates are probably going to be up by that point. By that point, interest rates will be up year to date, at minimum 1%, because they're already up a half.
Yeah.
And it's March 1st. So now's the time.
And then they get lesser of a home.
Yeah. I know, right? So so if interest rates go up 1%, and I'd have to do the math on the calculator, and I'm not going to bore people with that, but you're going to go from whatever your purchase price is to probably $50,000 less.
Yeah.
And in our market, where the average sale price is $250,000, a $50,000 difference
is a big difference.
Is huge in square footage. Huge. So do it now. Call me today, and then I'll call Mary Jo and we'll do a home warranty. But here's what I want to tell people. And I'm going to use this specific example that we just talked about with the guy with the $8,000 repair.
Okay.
It's okay to make an offer competitive by, maybe going over list price, waiving inspections. And I know, hold on. Give me a chance. Waiving appraisal, blah, 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 blah. But here's what you can do. See, this is what I love about what I do is I like to think about what nobody else is thinking about.
Okay.
Like most people don't even know what a reverse contingency is. And I talked about that here a couple weeks ago. But here's the deal on inspections. If you're buying a house that's, I'm going to say pre-1980, you can waive inspections.
You can.
And then you can have a single line that says seller to allow buyer at buyer's expense to conduct sewer lateral inspection. Just one inspection.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, how much is a sewer lateral inspection?
$300.
Okay. So you're telling me for $300 plus $700. So
Under $1,000.
$1,000 or less.
You're saving $7,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? They probably still would have bought the house.
Yes, they would have.
But the seller would have been responsible, or at least shared financially in the responsibility of the repair, I think.
I think so too.
Wow. So what are you hearing in your circles? Because you deal with, hundreds of realtors all over the city.
I'm still hearing a lot about having to be competitive, multiple offer situations. Multiple offer situations. People are paying over asking, just over and over and over again. Not a lot of time. The listings aren't staying on the market for very long. All the same things that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody's experiencing it.
Yeah. I had a client. Okay. So here's another one. I had a client who contracted a house.
Okay.
It's just, it was just a storm that came out of nowhere.
That's never fun when someone's moving in.
4-year-old house, no inspections. I even knew who the builder was.
Yeah.
The house was, out of all the homes I'd shown this family, this was by far the best house.
Okay.
And less than a week after contracting, the spouse who commutes between Mexico, the country, and United States, was informed by their employer that we're relocating you to Mexico City.
Oh, wow.
Permanently. And they've been stateside for like 3 years. Now, 10 years ago, there would have been compassion on this buyer's very large earnest money. Now, mind you, they've barely been contracted for a week. So I went to the listing agent, who is a phenomenal agent. I should know because I helped train and hire her like 10 years ago. Thanks. And I told her, I'm like, look, we don't have a leg to stand on here. We're at the mercy and compassion of the seller.
How did it go?
Oh, they took every dime. It was thousands. Yeah, this wasn't your typical $1,000 earnest money. It was thousands.
Ouch.
And that's the way it is right now, because if you put a house on the market, but I like to use numbers. Let's say the house is 200, which means the buyer wrote for 240. Right? Well, now the house is off the market. So as a consumer, when a house is on the market, goes off the market under contract, and then shows back on the market, we call it bomb, back on market, because now it's a bomb. As a consumer, what do you think that means?
Something's bad happening.
Something's wrong. So now they're not going to get another $240,000 buyer.
Somebody's going to come in lower.
Yeah. Now they're going to get 225. So to the seller, they lost 15 grand.
Okay.
So hell yeah, they're going to take that buyer's earnest money. See what I mean?
I do.
Woo! It is
That's a new
so intense out there.
That's a new
Oh.
perspective that I hadn't heard, though. So that makes sense from that perspective,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, it does. And oh man, I tell
don't
you,
know, I can hold them fault for that.
it's a good thing I work out, because I would I would be having a heart attack over the last 2 years trying to get through all of this.
I hold my breath when somebody tells me that they're not putting a warranty in place and they don't talk about it. I'm like, let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
Can we just let them know that they can get one outside of close?
Yeah.
Let's just talk.
Well, so let's wrap up this week's kitchen talk. Before we go, can you tell our audience how to reach you, find you on social media, call you, text you, send a pigeon?
Yeah, carrier pigeons.
Right.
Whatever. I answer those as well. The best way to reach me is.
Do you talk to the pigeons?
Yes, of course.
Ooh. Is that a pigeon sound? I didn't get the flutter.
It was pretty good.
Okay,
it was pretty
thanks.
good. Need a little more rolling of his tongue, I would believe. There you go. He's got it. He's got it.
I don't know why people even hire me. I'm so weird.
Smart. We're going to use
smart too. Yeah, thanks.
The best way to reach me is my cell phone, which is 314-448-5275. And of course, email is maryjoes@achosahw.com.
ACHOSA.
Like Ayachosa Rob.
Ayachosa you.
Rob Achosa Mary Jo.
All right. I took the tops off my Jeep and I am going on my appointments the rest of this week. Totally topless.
Throw in some beads.
Hopefully I don't spill my beans. All right. Love you. High five. See you next week.